Hey, Brian Pent here, your Talon Training Manager with another training video on the Talon Restraint system. Okay, we have the hard case here that is going to contain all of the equipment needed for restraints down the road. This case is going to be implemented here in the very near future, and we'll go through step-by-step process on the items in the case and the application of those items. Moving on to the items contained in this kit. We have the hard case. Hard cases are going to be contained or kept in the Talon training office, and they're going to be there for agents to check out when they go on a mission. You'll have a sign-out sheet where you'll sign it out as you take the equipment. You'll also have on your trip report an inventory list to make sure you go through and double check to ensure that all of the equipment is still located in the case. So we're going to check it out, and upon return from the mission, we're going to check it back in. So with the case, you're going to notice first things first, with each set of keys, we have an extra handcuff key and a key for the padlocks. They're going to be on each split ring so that they can be separated, and each agent will have one in their possession. The case itself, divided into sections, it also has an index card in here that lists every piece of equipment that is in the case itself. Starting off, we have the SISCO handcuff cover plate. This is going to be useful when we go to prisoner transports and we are doing a level 2 transport. In that same section, along with that plate, we have the waist chain. You're going to notice that the waist chain, one end is a hook, the other end is an eyelet. We'll show you how those are applied here when we get to that stage of the training video. Moving along, we have oversized set of handcuffs, and in that same section we have standard size set of handcuffs. We have leg irons, shackles. You're going to notice that these shackles have an additional tether. This chain is going to be attached to the waist belt once you apply the SISCO handcuff cover and the waist chain. Then we have an extension chain. This extension chain here is for adding length of the chain from the leg shackles up to the waist chain if we have an individual that is either very large or very tall. Moving on, we have a leather restraint belt, which standard or oversized set of handcuffs can slide through. This is going to be useful to know when we are doing a mental health transport with a level 1 restraint on a mental health individual. Also included in this kit, we have a set of 3 padlocks. Padlocks are all keyed the same. Contained in the second section on the right hand side of the case. You're going to notice too that there is an emergency set of handcuff key and padlock key zip tied to that container. Then we have an additional nylon leg restraint. Leg restraint is useful in securing an individual's legs and then hanging the piece outside the door of the car to keep that individual from moving around in the vehicle or kicking their legs around. And the last items that we have in this case are spit hoods. If you are in need of additional spit hoods, those can be obtained in the training, the training office when you check out equipment for that mission. All right, application of the Talon Restraint system. So a couple of things to note here. Number one, safety is our biggest priority. We want to be safe in everything we do. Safety for our agents, safety for the clients, and safety for the people that we are transporting. So remember, safety number 1 rule. With that, a couple of things in addition to the safety component are contact and cover. Those who are involved in law enforcement know exactly what I'm talking about. Those who aren't, basically what it is, you have the primary agent who's making contact and directing that individual to what you want them to do in order for you to achieve your restraints being secured on the individual, while your cover agent is in a position of advantage, whether that be off to a side, opposite corner, just putting yourself in a position where if that particular individual acts up and you need to go hands-on, you're able to do it. Then, when we get the restraints on, we want to make sure that we're getting a proper fit, and then depending on your verbiage, we either want to double lock or safety lock so that those restraints don't tighten up, cause pain, and become uncomfortable for that particular individual. Okay. And lastly, after we get the restraints on, then we conduct a search. Doesn't matter where we're picking that individual up from, we search, and don't take anything for granted. Helping me out today is Special Agent Eric Pent with Talon. He's going to be our test subject for this particular training video. All right, so first things first, I want to set the equipment up on my person so it's ready to go, and that way I don't have to be fumbling back and forth with the carrying case to grab items of equipment as I apply it to our subject. So with that, Eric, I'll have you take and face the wall. You can either put your hands on the back of the chair or on the wall to balance yourself, and then put one or both knees up on the chair. All right, so as I'm applying the shackles, I'm going to let that tether chain drop. And I'm going to get that first shackle, leg iron on, and I'm going to get it secure. Okay, I'm checking for fit to make sure it's not too tight. And because he has one leg up, I'm going to safety lock this one right away so I don't have to mess around down there again. You can step down with that one and then put your other one up on the chair. And now I'm going to apply the second leg restraint. Okay, so I've checked fit there, and now I'm going to go back to safety locking. All right, now I'm going to have you step down. Okay, and you can quarter turn, keep going, and stop right there. Okay, both hands out in front of you with your palms together. I want you to grab hold of this and hold on to that piece right there. Okay, and don't move from this position here. Now, then I'm going to go to handcuffs. Okay, handcuffs. Make sure that they're on, and I'm going to make sure that the fit is proper so that they're in that handcuff notch. I'm going to check for fit to make sure that they're not too tight. And then I am going to safety lock so they don't tighten up. You'll notice my positioning. I'm not standing directly in front of the subject. I have position off to the side, so that if the individual decided that they didn't want to be handcuffed or wanted to create problems, I'm not directly in front of their path. Okay, then, keep holding on to that. I'm going to take the SISCO handcuff plate cover. Now you'll notice on the plate cover here, there is a star engraved into it. Okay, that is going to be facing outward away from the subject. We do that because there's an angle built into this system that allows for comfort of those who are handcuffed. For long transports, you're going to find out that this is much more comfortable than the older style box that they used to use. So that system is going to slip down over the top of the handcuffs, just in that position right there. Then I'm going to take my waist chain, and I'm going to take my eyelet piece, and that is going to slide through so that the eyelet is facing toward the individual. At this point, I'm going to take this piece from you right here and just hang tight right there. Bring your arms down just a little bit, please. All right, so I'm going to guide him in a position that I want him to be in. And I can loop that through, and then with the padlock, I'll make the first securing. All right, so that's locked in right there. Now, at this point, what I'm going to have you do is I want you to turn 360 degrees. Either way, it doesn't matter. Okay. Keep going. And you can stop right there. All right. What we have on the waist chain, notice how I held onto the waist chain. That way, instead of me walking around, I have them do the work, and I can maintain control. So I take, on this waist chain here, there are two loops. And I can utilize either one of those loops depending on their size and depending on their level of cooperation. If I need to cinch it tighter, I can use the upper loop to bring it in tight, and that way it limits the amount of mobility of their hands. In this particular case here, I can go with the lower loop, and the hook end goes through. And then I'm going to loop that back around the other side where it came from, and I'm going to adjust for fit. Now, we want this to be snug, but not to the point where it's going to prohibit their breathing or anything like that. Now that I've got this chain looped around, I'm going to take my second padlock, and I'm going to secure it. And with the excess chain that I have here, I'm just going to hook it off to the side. Now you notice the padlock is secured on the side. Why do we do that? We do it to prevent them from sitting back in the car and causing pain and discomfort in their lower back or mid-back area. Or you can turn and face me just a little bit, and that's good right there. Okay, and that is the application of the Talon Level 2 restraint system. Removal of the Talon Restraint system. Basically, it's reverse order of application. So what we're going to do is I'm going to unhook the hook portion of the waist chain. I'm just going to leave that hang. Then I'm going to go to the padlock. Again, utilizing a good technique in how I'm removing this. So again, I'm not standing right in the immediate path of the individual, and my partner is in a good cover position. So I'm going to take that waist chain off first, and I'm going to get that padlock secured on my person. Then I can take this. Now, I'm going to have him do the work again. So if you can do me a favor and turn this way, please. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. And as I direct him to do something, I'm continuing to tell him what I want him to do and how I want that person to do it. All right, so I'm going to retain possession of the waist chain, and I need to get this off. So I'm going to go to the next padlock, and I'm going to remove that. And I'm going to secure that padlock on my person. At this point in time, I can leave, hold on to that please, have them hold on to that chain there, so that, again, their hands are occupied. And now I'm securing this either on my person or I can give it to my partner. I prefer to hold on to it, that way I've got control of it the whole time. Then I can take that plate cover off. Go into the handcuffs. I remove the handcuffs from the individual. Maintaining control of the handcuffs while I'm doing that. Now have you turn and face the wall. You can go ahead and drop that chain. One knee up, or 1 foot up on the, or one knee up on the. Okay, you can step down, put the other one up. And that's removal of the restraint system.